What's your priority, do you think? For
Well, I mean, we could start with the word team. For a lot of people, they start out as the proverbial solopreneur. But what is the path? Is that a viable path to stay solo, and or what are the options of bringing on other founders or other people that might help you maybe fill in some of the gaps that you have from a skill standpoint to help you get to where you want to get faster, which is not always releasing your product, but it's learning whether or not you should. So what does that look like? Do you think, Chris?
Well, I think I mean, talking about team, I think in terms of being investment ready, I think if you're an investor, you want to make sure that the skills and the experience and the talents of the people in the team are worthy of investment. So, so if you're lacking something which is really important, then essentially you're not ready, are you, by definition? So,
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to invest in a solopreneur, if you're asking for a significant investment, because it's just unlikely that one person has all the skills needed. And different people talk about the different sort of archetypes, but for me, it's a hacker, hustler, designer, and visionary.
yes.
And they go by different names, but
Yes.
those are very different. That visionary and the designer are often opposites. The designer might be an introvert, whereas the visionary has to be that extrovert and has to have that clear vision and be always looking down the road. So having both of those at the same time would be hard. It's not unheard of, but I think you're doing yourself a favor if you bring somebody else on. So then the question becomes, how do you choose somebody to be a co-founder with you?
Well, I think you need somebody that complements your skills. So, if you're a hustler, let's say, then you need somebody who's a visionary. You need somebody who's different from you. You don't want two hustlers in the same team, otherwise you're going to clash or butt together, aren't you? Yeah. No, one thing I wanted to pick up on what you said is that, I mean, the only way to be successful as a solo entrepreneur without those other team members who've got complementary skills is to have other data points of evidence which supersede the need for somebody else. So if you've already pre-sold 1 million units, then you're going to get investment, aren't you? So
absolutely.
So you need to have other things going for you if you don't have that team in place.
Absolutely.